The census actually is the one moment in time that we can count people to make certain that we have enough federal funding here in the state of Michigan to be able to provide those things. That's why it's so important for nonprofit organizations who depend on financing to be able to help help them continue to do the work that they're doing. So it's a lot at stake in terms of not just dollars, but also making certain that we have good representation from the state of Michigan and in the federal government as well. And so we're really interested in making sure that we are able to leverage the trust that nonprofits have in community to make certain that people recognize the importance of being counted, mattering, and being able to make a difference in the communities where they live.
You know, you just said something really interesting. You said leverage the trust. And I think that sometimes that's where we're seeing a breakdown of people in the community that don't quite trust the process and the counting process and what that will mean for communities. Hassan, what are some of the challenges that you're hearing from people about concern about being counted or not being counted?
And the trust is a key issue here. And knowing the process, knowing why this has been done and how it benefits communities and people, especially in an age where privacy is now a major concern for everyone. There are also the fact that this citizenship question was added last minute in an political environment where immigrants are feeling being targeted, and they're very significant a group to be included in the census. So privacy, moving to internet census this year or in 2020, the fact that there are these citizenship question and what it means to immigrant communities,
and there's real concern there,
and there are real concerns about this. We could lose a significant populations in account if we don't address this issue. So we do have challenges. The task for us is to be transparent, honest, trusting in terms of how we communicate these challenges and how we as a community can come together and do the job of complete count. This is critical for us. 40% of state budget is federal money based on the census numbers.
And Nancy, it's really starting to get these programs and get the word out and say, how can we partner with nonprofits? How can we partner with other organizations and say, all right, we can never get the word out too much. And it's a constant process. So what are some of the plans on how we can start to get the word out and what you're doing at DTE?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question. There are many things that businesses can do. One of the things is provide resources. So you can provide both time, talent, and treasure. That's what I like to call it. It's financial resources so that you can actually pay for the services that you need to get the campaigns, because this is a door-to-door campaign with the folks who are trusted, to come to the door. And getting the word out through every kind of media channel you can come up with. And today, with digital media, there are so many ways for us to speak to the folks in the state of Michigan.
Which is kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing too, because you think, maybe 20 years ago you could put on mainstream television but now our eyeballs are in so many different places.
Yes.
I mean, you can get the information in so many different places that, well, that's a wonderful thing. That can also be a little bit of a challenge too.
We need to do it all.
Yeah.
For this, because it is so important for the next 10 years in Michigan. This is so important. And the third thing I would say businesses can do is use our own employees, our own retirees, we call them our alumni, and our own contract assistants. Use every resource you have everywhere in order to help get the word out. Word of mouth. Basically becoming a volunteer in your own neighborhood. I mean, there are many ways, and at least at DTE, we absolutely intend to use them all. We partner with our nonprofits. We partner with our faith partners. We have partners across the state of Michigan, and we'll be using every channel.